What's going on, guys? RonMan coming back at you, and today we're taking a look at Disney's Aladdin for the Super Nintendo. Also, if you're new here and you like my content, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons, as well as that bell notification so you stay up to date with RonMan Gaming. Aladdin was developed and published by Capcom and released for Super Nintendo in 1993. I'm sure you know this already, but this is not at all the same game that was released for the Sega Genesis, despite having the same name and very similar cover art. The story is, of course, the same as the movie it's based on. You take on the role of Aladdin as you bounce and swing through 7 well-crafted stages. All the levels look great and are taken straight from the movie. At least I'm pretty sure they're from the movie. I mean, I haven't seen the film in like 27 years. And now that I think about it, the genie stages might have been pulled right from the developer's asshole, so I really don't know. The stages don't take too long to complete, but they're big enough that if you're not paying close enough attention, you could miss certain collectibles. I think this sort of level design is great because it encourages exploration and increases replay value. Not only that, but I think it's fun to take it slow while searching the levels. Enemy placement and level structure is good with no major hiccups. The gameplay is mostly made up of swinging, jumping, and bouncing off of various enemies or objects, and the level design supports these mechanics perfectly. The controls for these mechanics are tight and responsive. You can change the controls in the options menu, although I found it odd that there are no options to change the difficulty. But I digress. Jumping, bouncing, swinging, and gliding are the majority of what you'll be doing here, and thankfully it feels great and is quite satisfying once you get the hang of it. You attack mainly by jumping straight on enemies, but you can also throw apples, although the apples only stun most enemies. I'd say the most challenging aspect of Aladdin is the platforming. Some of these jumps can be real tricky. Not unfair though, just tricky. There's a part in the genie stage where you need to jump across platforms that the genie makes for you. When you jump on certain platforms or objects, Aladdin will bounce right off. Like I said, it can take some getting used to, but once you do, it's actually pretty fun. There are quite a few different items you'll find throughout the game. The item you'll encounter most often are green gems. If you collect 100, you'll earn a new heart container, which is a permanent health upgrade. On top of that, you can also find standalone heart containers, which do the same thing. Red gems are much less frequent, but the amount you collect will determine which ending you'll get. Food items restore health, except apples, those you throw at enemies. Golden scarabs allow you to play a bonus minigame at the end of a stage. Lamps give you 1-ups, and the sheet allows you to slowly descend to the ground while airborne. It's kind of like the cape in Super Mario World. Although the sheet is not technically a permanent upgrade, you do hang on to it until you get a game over. So I guess if you're good enough, it could be a permanent upgrade. Now, I mentioned that you can't change the difficulty, and I mean, this game really isn't all that hard, but there is an in-game way to increase the difficulty, and that is to never get the sheet. The sheet makes platforming so much easier. In fact, the game is really quite the challenge without it. I got a game over in the genie stages, and I had to finish them off without the sheet, and it really wasn't easy. Platforming becomes more challenging and inherently changes how the game is played. Now that is genius. Even though this game is not very long, there is, however, a password system in case you don't want to beat this in one sitting. This really makes me wonder why there are game overs and continues. You can just punch in the password if you run out of continues. So, in other words, you can continue if you don't have continues. The music in Aladdin is very well done. However, I happen to dislike the music in this game, and that's because I dislike the music in the movie. In fact, I don't like the movie at all, in any way. But objectively speaking, the music in this game is very well done and represents the movie very well. At the end of the game, you fight Jafar. If you've seen the movie, I'm sure you expected this. The first fight has you against human Jafar, and the second has you against Jafar the Cobra. The final fight has you against Jafar the Oh, never mind. The Cobra is the final fight. If you've seen the movie, I'm sure you expected this too. Well, congrats, you beat the game. So there you have it. It's probably what you'd expect out of a Capcom platformer based on Aladdin. This is a fantastic game, and for me that's saying a lot because I really don't like the movie it's based on. But if I put my distaste for Aladdin aside, I really can't deny this game's great qualities. I recommend this game to anyone, but especially to those who love Aladdin. I want you to tell me down in the comments below which Aladdin you like more, this one or the one for Genesis. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I will see you next time.